through the search and through the dialogue, they hit on hard topics straight on.
I was really, really happy to have the opportunity to do the journey of the search. Something from each episode always spoke to me, and a little part of each episode stayed with me.
I think it was a really unique experience and probably far more thought-provoking than I ever would have anticipated.
But I've never sat down with a group like this where there was that opportunity to kind of say, you know, what, after watching what you watched, to be able to dissect it and see how many different points of view you can get after just watching the same thing, and how many different stories people can relate to.
We're able to share something pretty deeply personal about ourselves. We found it to be a safe environment, and we found it to be a supportive environment.
Everybody could have a moment of, not maybe in every single episode, but everybody could have a moment where there could be something that they could take away from it and make it relate to themselves, or make it relate to their day, make it relate to something that they have gone through.
What will stick with us is the fact that how to look at things a little bit differently. How we can step back and be appreciative for everything that we have.
It was really good. It really opened my eyes up again, and I thought it was a first-class job that they did, and it kind of reminds me, and should remind all of us, I guess, you know, the church is still there. It's always going to be there. It's not your old church. Let's just say that. It's not your old Catholic church, which is very good. Keep an open mind. I said it's not the Catholic Church as you remember it, or you see in the news, or you know, you remember from the movies and stuff. I said this was actually pretty cool. I said, you know, they admit to some wrongdoings. They're not afraid to talk about current events, and they're working on it. They say they're working on it. You know, and I said, you got to give them credit for that.
45 minutes already done? Like, it just captivated you that much, you know? And it's not because I had to watch it. I was more curious, well, what's this one going to be all about?
It's all about being there and being present. And that's all it's about.
Your presence is your participation. Your listening is your participation. And your speaking, should you choose to do that.
I think the most important part is to be able to share a part of you that is vulnerable, but is not going to be judged.
It kind of went beyond what church and Bible teachings were, and it's more about our way of life and how that's really one in the same.
I probably wouldn't have been engaged if it was kind of the old school teachings, but because the search was so much more progressive and, you know, it had good material, it wasn't just about like beating your head in with the religion side of it. The production was excellent, and the information was great, and so it was something interesting to watch and think about. And
it's so nice to be able to have that opportunity to, as that group, be like, we're in something together, and we can find a common ground in discussing something that we all have a belief in, but can have different points of view about.
In this setting, knowing that everybody was kind of on the same page, especially our immediate group, you know, we felt comfortable sharing our experiences, and it was definitely, it was comforting because we don't get that too many opportunities.
Now you have that host doing the search, and he's talking, and he's using normal language, and actually to relate to even my 13-year-old. So I liked it. It was more relatable to nowadays, and I think that's what they maybe were looking for.
Sit down and watch this and have that moment of, wow, never thought of it that way. So it was really nice to just be able to have a chance to have a dialogue about something that maybe you would have kind of felt weird bringing up. That the host, it was nice to see that he was just kind of like a regular Joe that you could meet in a coffee shop. Like there wasn't, you know, that tie and, you know, behind a desk kind of, right, or sitting in a church pew and making it, you know, stiff or something like that. It was very at ease and just simple production of, but at the same time it was so thought-provoking.
It's modern day. They're doing a nice job at things. Just listen, keep an open mind, and I'm saying I'd say you're not gonna get bored, because it's not a boring a show. Like every week we did it. It wasn't a boring show at all.
Things that we took for granted really came up into conversation. All we have to do is just keep on maintaining that and make it even better.
It answers a lot of questions for parents that their kids, they're going to ask you one time. It's where do we come from? What's the church? What's hell? What's heaven?
Really, really enjoyed it. The content was very understanding. It wasn't way off in left field where it was just for adults. It really captured all audiences. So I really enjoyed it, and so did he. I think The Search did a phenomenal job in capturing life experiences and visuals to kind of bring life to examples of how the religion and the common life and the community come together. So truly powerful, very captivating.
If you watch it and you enjoy it as much as I did, then you don't really need an excuse to watch it again. Just watch it once.